Hello, hello, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me here today. My name is Kim Zeigler, and for our practice here today, we have an Oracle guided Reiki healing session. Please say hello. It's so good to be here with you on this Saturday, 4/4. Hello, Jane. So good to be here with you, Jane. And just wondering how you would articulate the energy that you are experiencing, observing. For me, I feel like a good articulation would be like the peaks and the valleys. Like it really is like peaks and valleys, but finding more like, I guess, regulation between going high and low and then maybe in the past. So let me know if that resonates with you, if you feel like the way that you experience life, there's highs and lows, but your ability to cope and go from one to the other maybe is less jarring for you. I don't know. And if that's not the case, then that's okay too. I'm just curious. Curious because as we come here to gather, regardless of what your experience is, to just welcome it here and find center in that and to receive what we're experiencing as lessons, as wisdom, as insights. Hello, Bev and Ray and Caroline and Nancy. Ooh, a vacation. So beautiful. Well, as you contemplate where your energy is, let's see if we can feel into it. So, just finding a comfortable space, choosing a position that would feel most supportive for you. Maybe that's seated or standing or lying down. As you bring your gaze inward, let there be an invitation to tune into your senses, tune into your body, and let it be an invitation to begin to relax your body and welcoming in focus with the breath to assist with this, providing a sense of safety. And the breath is abundant, so let yourself feel safe in the abundance of the breath that's here for you. Just taking a deep breath in, breathing in the abundance, and a deep breath out. And as you make the breath out, creating that more space for the abundance. And let's do this a couple times together, just really getting the movement of new abundance. Just recycling this breath. And as we do this, welcoming in more vitality, a renewal for all the cells in the body. So let's do counts of 4, and we'll pause in the middle, and I'll walk you through it. So breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4, pausing at the top, and breathing out for 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Pausing at the top. In breathing out for 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Pausing at the top. And breathing out for 4, 3, 2, 1. Just take a breath on your own, at your own count and pace, breathing in, breathing out. Just visualize you and the energy in your field like a snow globe coming to a rest. Just bringing your breath back to a natural rhythm. And let's begin to welcome in the light of Reiki, the universal life force energy. Bringing that into your awareness, into your energy field. You can just think of this as a loving presence. A presence of safety and compassion. A presence that sees you through eyes of love. Knows your journey. Knows your loves and desires and your challenges and your lessons. And it accepts you for all of it. Just allowing this loving presence into your subtle energy body. The part of you that is connected to all that is. The part of you that is connected and perceptive to the unseen. And welcoming in this loving presence closer into your mental body. Just upgrading your mental body with any programming that is just playing a narrative that is keeping you small or holding you back or making you feel like there's a block somewhere from knowing and accepting who you are. Welcoming in a clearing to be able to connect with the essence of who you are. The creative power within you. The creative power that shapes your life and your choices. The creative power that's aligned with love. And welcoming this loving presence closer into your emotional body. creating this space to feel and witness and be with all of it. To be witness to your wholeness. To let your joy have just as much space as your frustration, shame, guilt, desires and wants. So allow them to be here. Allow your wholeness to be here. And welcoming this loving presence into the cells of your body. Opening up the cells of your body to receive more life and vitality, to sustain and express more of your soul essence. More of your truth than your conditioning. Allowing your cells to transform into cells that express and radiate light. For your body is a temple of your light. And to connect deeper with this light, bringing your focus to your heart space. And breathing in through the back of your heart space and breathing out through the front of your heart space. And breathing in through the right of your heart space and breathing out through the left of your heart space. And breathing up from the bottom of your heart space out to the top of your heart space. Allowing this loving presence to soften and open your heart space. Relaxing your body, opening your heart, and opening your crown to receive what arises here in today's practice. Bringing this same focus to the very top of your head. Bringing this loving presence to this energy center of receptivity from a higher perspective than this earth reality, to assist in this earth reality, inviting you to draw the infinity symbol at the very top of your head from front and back. And now take this infinity symbol and draw it at the top of your head from left to right. And drawing this infinity symbol at the top of your head, now above and below. And just visualize the color violet gently opening and radiating out from the top of your head. And being an energetic match for pure white light. Specifically designed for your wisdom, for your crown chakra to receive, for where you are in this part of your journey, the here and now, and trusting to be an energetic match to exactly what is needed to support you at this time along your journey. Blessings and namaste. All right, just tuning into the intention, relaxing your body, opening your heart, and receiving what arises. You can always feel welcome to add your experience in the comments. Trusting that your share is divinely timed and may be healing for both you and someone else. And I'm just tuning into the oracle card decks that are here. Just trying to tune in to see which one's calling. And the thing of the meditation that's really sticking out right now, and there's a deck that wants to come forth, is the moment of the crown chakra receiving the higher perspectives to support this life experience. And so we're going to use, this is called the Enchanted Veil Oracle. Just making sure that they were correctly oriented. And Caroline shares all green and violet colors. That's beautiful. Are those common colors that you see when you connect, when you tune in? Or are they new? Yeah. Beautiful. All right, let's see where our message starts here. What's arising for us to receive? Just being open to that, trusting our own intuition and discernment for the message that comes through, and considering the discussion that comes through. So we had 2 flippers here, so we're gonna see what that is. Wow, so we have door. It's our first one. Door. There's an opportunity here. New possibilities. But success requires courage and trust in your abilities. So there's a door of new possibilities that is available to you in the energy. You probably are aware of this, but the hesitation is that it's overcoming a fear, because courage is, it takes courage and trust. When courage and trust are being asked to step through the door, courage is there because there's a fear. Courage doesn't arise unless there's something to overcome, right? Courage is there because it takes something to get through it. So we have the courage and then the trust. And the thing that's in the way of going through the door is believing in our abilities. Believing in our abilities, it could be to trust that we're opening the right door, or to trust that once we open the door, we will be equipped to handle what's being given to us, right? So the success that we desire and the success that we are calling into our life, that we are an energetic match for, is available in there for us. But there is a moment where we have to choose to have courage and trust in order for it to be the reality. And that is our role here on the earth, is free will. We have to make the choice. Are we going to choose the love we have for ourselves and our abilities? Or are we going to allow our conditioning to get the best of us? Is this resonating? Does anyone feel like they're in this energy where there's a choice to be made, but there's a lot of unknown or resistance to the truth? And there's like the thrill and excitement simultaneously being felt with the fear. Okay, Caroline, to trust the process keep coming up for Caroline. Yeah, the trust. Yes, we will be doing a meditation to integrate all of this. We're going to receive what's here and then integrate. Ray, exactly where Ray is at the moment. Yes. Huge obstacle in front of me that needs a lot of courage. Yes. Okay, let's expand on the message. So now that we're clear what the theme is, the general overarching theme, each in our own unique experience, but the theme. And Bev, yes, but choices will always be there. See what's on the other side. Trust is huge. Okay, next we have bottle. So just knowing what comes up for you first. Is there an important message in this bottle? Does this bottle represent an addiction, which doesn't necessarily have to be like substance, but it could be an addiction to a frequency of not trusting, an addiction to self-sabotage in all of its forms that keep you from making the choice to trust, to go through the door of new possibilities. Let's see what the bottle says. What's meant to be found will reach you even across great distances. What's meant to be found will reach you even across great distances. It's like that energy match. You know, it's like The door is here because you're ready. Right? You're ready. This is the timing, the divine timing. So can you trust the divine timing? That what is here, what is being presented to you, has found you at the divine timing of your readiness for the success of your abilities. And isn't it a miracle, out of everything you've been through and everything that you've experienced and all the honing of your skills and abilities and your greatness, that this opportunity is presenting itself to you now? And can you trust that you're ready? Can you trust that you will know exactly what to do to take the next step? So I'm feeling called to expand our message here by going to the chakra cards for belief change, because in order to have the courage and trust, there's got to be a shift in the thoughts that we're feeding that's creating the reality of the fear. So we're going to use the chakra cards for belief change. And even with the card that comes up, giving us a little more insight and clarity about the specific energy center that could benefit from some healing and perspective, some encouragement to help us with activating that courage and trust. It's like tuning down the dial of the thoughts that are keeping us from going through the door, or keeping us from, delay. Like, oh, let's find one more distraction before we make the choice. Let's do one more project. Let's help one more person. Oh, this person really needs me. Let's stall. But we're not being asked to stall. We're being asked to receive the new possibility. Yes, and not bottling up your joys or fears. Beautiful intuitive insight there, Beth. Okay, let's see. What would best serve us through this experience, through this? It's like, how do we receive the focus of the empowerment? I'm feeling like the energy is about to shift, because we're just being with the energy, but there's like a energy of transformation that's like, I can feel it. Okay, we have the sacral chakra. Sacral chakra is all about fluidity. It's associated with the element of water, and it's the womb space, the place of creativity, the place of allowing yourself to feel joy and pleasure. And maybe that's the fear. There's so many things that could be your narrative about, like, maybe guilt comes up when you feel pleasure or receive joy. Maybe deservingness. Maybe it's unfamiliar, right? So let's see what's here. So it's sacral chakra and sensuality. So let's see what the affirmations are. Affirming, I experience pleasure. Sensuality and pleasure are my birthright, to be experienced with blissful joy. I honor and embrace my sexuality, recognizing the sacred sexual connection with myself and the intimate partner of my choice. It is safe for me to be sensual and sexual, and to be respected for this. Pleasure and enjoyment are good, clean, and healthy. So there is a collective block, and it's very interesting that this energy is what's the fear that we have to overcome. I'm going to go to the guidebook for this. I'm feeling like the guidebook could support this more than what's currently here. Okay, let's explore this. This one's a tough one. If you have picked this card, there is peace to be made with your feelings and beliefs about sensuality, pleasure, or sexuality. We have been through decades of shame surrounding sex, pleasure, and sensuality. Within our DNA, we carry ancestral collective conditioning around sex and power, and it is time for us to release shame and guilt and to bring collective healing to this act of love. In ancient times of the priestess, women were empowered sexually, and sex was a spiritual, blissful practice, an act of divinity. It is time for you to reclaim your power and ability to have and express desire and sensuality. There's the clarity. We have shamed wanting. We have shamed wanting. That if we want something, that is bad. If we want what's new, if we want a different experience, if we want a new possibility, we have denied ourselves of the wanting. Wanting is not bad. Wanting is part of being alive, creating a life. Can you be with the wanting? Can you want better instead of settling for what's here? You can be both simultaneously grateful for your life and your life experiences and want more opportunities, more experiences that are aligned with your joy. It's okay to want. It is time for you to reclaim your power and ability to have and express desire and sensuality, to be respected and respectful of others in relation to your sexual expression. If your boundaries have been loose or invaded, it is time to strengthen them and honor your body and sexual experiences, as well as those of others. Being body beautiful comes from an inner feeling of internal beauty and majesty. Come back to remembering sex as a sacred act of spiritual union, an expression of divine and earthly love. Right? It's going back to this wanting, like your life is an expression of union of body and spirit. And there's a consent there. Just as consenting to any kind of sexual act. And the wanting in the divine expression of that union is not something to be shamed. And so this expression of life, which if we go back, we're in the sacral chakra, that expression of life, that womb space where we create, right? We can create life, we can create projects, we create our reality. So in that space, claiming the union of spirit and body, and it's through that union then we have choice. And if we can overcome the shame of the desires that we actually want, we align with the new possibility. So I really feel like the thing that we're overcoming, the courage and trust it takes, is about where we are feeling shame about. And this is simply the journey of how we get to that conclusion. This card is helping us understand that the emotion that's keeping us from the courage and the trust is what we have shame around. And sensuality is the vehicle for helping us understand the emotion that's here, that we're dealing. It's the shame that comes up from choosing and wanting and desiring the door we want to walk through. What does the door represent for you? Right? Do you feel from your conditioning ashamed or guilty? Do you feel shame for wanting and desiring that new possibility? I mean, I'm resistant to give examples, but Spirit's like giving me one right now, and I'm like, okay, it could help somebody. But I'm like, I don't want to use that example because it's kind of like an old narrative, but darn it, I am, my person's coming in, it's like really struggling with this one, but they're asking me to use it in my own personal experience so that I can be more comfortable with it. I grew up in a household where my mom was a stay-at-home mom, and she didn't have an identity beyond that because she put everything into that and lost herself in that. And because of that loss of self, it was a very resentful kind of energy about being a mom. And so it's like there are expectations through whatever your conditioning is to go a certain route, to have a certain identity, to meet certain expectations. But if you're living through feelings of being resentful of that, that's a pretty clear sign that you desire something different, or you desire something like in addition to that role or that identity. So like in the example I gave, my mom could have been what she was, but also pursuing, her interests as well. And that's what we're being presented of. Like, what's the shame around making the actual choice we want and walking through the door we want? Because when we can identify what the shame is, then we know where the courage and trust comes from. Like, we know what we are having the courage and trust regarding. So what the shame is pointing to the hurdle. What's the courage and trust that's being activated because of that shame? This one is pretty challenging, but I'm very grateful for this card because it has pointed to the emotion of shame. Okay, so it is not only safe, but possible and appropriate for you to be sexually expressive and experience pleasure, joy, and bliss. So whatever the shame is, it's totally possible and okay and safe to experience the pleasure, joy, and bliss of choosing this new possibility. In fact, it will help you deepen your connection with yourself in an intimate way that is a sacred union of your mind, body, and soul. Wow. How are we feeling? How are we feeling? Are we understanding the role that this card has played? It's actually, it's playing the role of being a vehicle to get to the core emotion that's involved with the courage and the trust here. And they're using this theme example because it's so charged in the collective. And there's so many personal stories, so many stories we've witnessed by other people sharing. Like, there's so much shame and projection of someone else's circumstance, and there's victimhood within. Like, there's so much, there's a lot. It's heavy. But all to serve as a purpose to get us to the core emotion of what is the shame? What is the shame? Can you let shame be here so you can identify what the shame is? Is the shame simply having more? Is the shame expressing joy and happiness? Is the shame being too successful? Is the shame, like, what is the shame? And if you can name what the shame is, then you can choose how to overcome the shame and feel safe to go through the door, because it's divinely timed. The message has found you now. It's encouraging the awareness, the choice, in the action, because the timing is right now. It's ready. The door is here. Oh, I have to be honest. This one is, I don't even know. I don't have the word, but it's complex. I'm feeling guided to expand the message through the animal wisdom. I feel like maybe the animals are the most relatable energy that we can tune into. The thing that's coming up is like, I need to do this to get it. Okay. Trying to articulate the energy that's coming through. The sacral chakra energy center is all about creating. So that includes procreation. That's where the animals are kind of like assisting here. They don't have shame in that. And also, it's about like creating, we receive ideas, but like actually taking the steps to create the idea, to focus on our projects. There's some kind of shame that's associated with us humans that come from actually creating the thing we desire. And the animal wisdom is coming in because they're here to teach us. Like, they don't feel shame. There's no shame involved with how they create. They create. They don't have the shame. And so I feel like that's why the animal wisdom is here. My gosh. You know what's interesting? As this first card that came up, the door, I'm literally, as I'm doing this reading, like, I'm questioning my abilities to be able to have the capacity for this message that's coming through. And it's like this card is just mirroring exactly what is happening. Like, why am I doubting my abilities to bring this message through when this message is happening and it's coming through? But I feel like it's just expanding me, right? Are you feeling expanded by this message? Are you feeling nervous about this message? Okay. And yes, this session is being recorded. It will be a replay, and you can find the replay. You have to follow breadcrumbs because of the way that I am allowed to communicate about this on this platform in this live event. But if you go to my teacher profile here on Insight Timer, there's a link, and the link will lead you to the breadcrumbs that you need. Okay. All right, let's see what the animal wisdom has to say about creation, creativity, and this emotion of shame. It's like there's something about shame to transform here. Yes, my hesitancy is big time. Thank you for the encouragement. Okay, we have butterfly. Wow, that's like transformation. I just said that too, transformation, right? Look at the colors, it's so pretty. And I really love the kind of like watercolor-like, I guess, edges. You know, just that unfinished. I love that. Okay, vibrant being. Vibrant being. Your energy is a powerful force. Your energy is a powerful force. Your creative energy, right? Your ability to get an idea and like all of a sudden make it into a thing, like that is some creative power, right? That's that sacral chakra. Remember, you are a vibrant being. Love the emojis. You are a vibrant being. Remember, this is the message from the butterfly. You are a vibrant being. Like, think of the butterfly saying this, knowing, because we know the process of what a butterfly goes through in its life cycle. And it's here in its transformation saying, remember, whatever it appears like, whatever phase you're in, trust. I've been through it, right? It's butterfly. I've been through the transformation, and I'm telling you, you are a vibrant being. Your energy is a powerful force. Your ability to transform throughout your life is potent. It's powerful. You have the creative life force within your body. The life force that makes everything else in the world grow and transform. You have that same energy, that same power within you. When you radiate your infectious enthusiasm, you inspire others to live fully as well. That is the power that gets you through the door. That is the power that activates your courage and trust, is remembering that you have creative life force within you to transform to whatever it is you desire to be and experience in your life. Your creative force is stronger than your shame. And that's this door, going through the door, trusting the divine timing of the message is the transformation. And remember, you have the creative force within you. Wow. Okay. Wow. The evolution of this message. Like, my human is like, phew, like, okay, let's do our meditation out. And my like highest self is like, oh, but there's more. And I'm like, but you're making me squirm. But there's more. There's something more for us to receive. And it's our guiding light. So when we were in the meditation, and if you weren't there, I'll make you aware of, so this can be your experience too, but the crown opening with the violet light and being receptive and open to the guiding light, which is the name of this oracle, the guiding light. So let's see what the rest of this message is all about. You know, I think also when I was saying like, oh, I feel a little squirmy about this message, and I think the emotion of shame also kind of has a similarity to that. And so we're literally like, shame is here, it's allowed, like we're really feeling that when we're like squirmy, because we're like, oh, I don't want to feel shame, you know, the emotions we perceive to be like to not feel. What if we just allow shame to be here and seen and to be squirmy, and it's okay, and we can love it just as it is, because it's the shame that actually helps us. It like provides the contrast to knowing what we desire and want, right? Open your door to the opportunity. Confirmed. All right, let's see. I'm really grateful that anyone has stuck around for this message. Oy. That was just a wad of cards. There's like 8 or 10 of them in there. We want clear, guided, light answer to this message. The door, the bottle, sensuality and the sacred chakra, shame, and the transformation, the butterfly, the vibrant being. We're asking for the clarity of this message. Okay, the card that flew out is like caught onto the cord of the microphone. So it's like, okay, so something connected to communication and letting the throat be part of the, like, there's something about, okay, the cord, which is connected to the microphone, which amplifies communication. So it's like amplifying your truth is connected to like the new possibility. It's something about being true. Communicating your truth is the theme. Let's see if we can narrow that in a little bit. Wow. Okay, it's card number 3. It says empathic overload. This card deck is like galactic kind of imagery. So Just let you see that. Very abstract energy. So card number 3, empathetic overload. It's time for you to truly honor your highly sensitive nature. Okay, so the possibilities is all about tuning in. And the message that's coming in with this is just, again, I feel we know, and we've been getting, I feel like, so much encouragement to really tend to, I'm gonna umbrella the term as like self-care practices, which ones really nurture you, which ones really bring you inward. You know, do you feel that when you're walking out in nature? Do you feel that when you're journaling? Do you feel that when you're doing yoga or petting your dog or cat or cooking or painting? What are the things that really bring you inward into your reality instead of being overloaded by all the things that are in the external and being too caught up in that? Can you truly embrace and prioritize consistently, right? This is not about like a meditation here and a walk in nature there. It's like, can you commit to the consistency of your practice, whatever you choose that to be, whatever practices support you? Can you really, really prioritize them? Like, that comes first. That's what we're being asked. Can you really prioritize it? Like, everything gets organized around it versus if there's time left over, then you do the thing that's most important. Nope. It's time to really commit and prioritize the thing that brings you inward and connected. Because it's in that engagement that you choose that nourishes you. It's in that practice that you are tapped into your highly sensitive nature, which is like how you perceive through your senses. And when you are in that zone of prioritizing your self-care, you may receive visions or ideas, or you may hear things, or you may, whatever your intuitive gifts are, however you perceive that inner wisdom, that is where the creative power is. Because when you're in that zone, you're in the zone of creativity. And if you've ever noticed when you're really doing something that nourishes you and you're like in it, it's like time doesn't exist. You don't even know how much time has passed, right? You're just in it. That is the flow of creativity. That's the feminine energy of allowing. And that is all about the sacral chakra energy, the being, the flow, the sensuality. Not feeling shame for being in the pleasure and bliss and joy of engaging in the thing you're engaging in. That is where your power gets amplified. And when you, I have chills all throughout my legs, which means like moving forward. Our legs move forward. So this is like signaling, yep, that's how you move forward, is this creative power. When you really prioritize the activities that nourish you. They could be something that no one else perceives to be as like an act of self-care, but for you it's like that turns you on, that like puts you in your bliss. That is your power. That is what overcomes shame. That is what, like, you don't even, the door is not even closed. You just walk right through, because that's the flow. You're like the water, you just flow through. You don't even question it anymore. Like, what door? Oh yeah, I went through a door. Like, it just becomes the frequencies are a match. The shame was allowed to be present, and it's no longer, because it was allowed to be seen, it no longer has the hold, the power, because you were completely in the zone. Okay. Wow. That was a journey. Let's review. Let's review. Okay. We have our door and our bottle. The sacral chakra and sensuality that got us to the clarity of the core emotion, which is shame, which then activated the wisdom of the butterfly, which is the butterfly's wisdom of speaking to us after having been through the butterfly's own transformation. That, remember, you're a vibrant being. Your energy is a powerful force. Okay? And then Spirit's like, yeah. And the thing we want you to prioritize to activate the power that's within you is to be in your divine feminine, your creative power. Prioritize your self-care. Don't let the overload of this life experience compress you, right? You are meant here to really be in your senses and to be in your bliss and your pleasure. And that is where the power to say yes and go through the door, and it just flows. I also really like how, now that we've gotten to this point of like flowing with our creative power, the bottle, the background, it's like these calm waters. Like, wow, we flowed and now we're in like a bliss state, and what's meant to be found will reach you, and even across great distances. So just trust. Just trust. Yes, Bev. Yes, this is a great example of one of those real life, like, yes, these are the things we feel guilty or shame over, but that, activities like that puts us in that space of like flowing with the feminine flow of time, which is just fluidity, versus the masculine linear time, which is, very, very structured, but we're in our power when we're in the feminine flow. And I actually heard this today, which is really interesting. We need both of them. This is not to shame one or the other. It's just in order for the creative aspects of who we are to flow, the feminine energy is there. But the feminine energy needs structure to flow. So just think of like a riverbank as the masculine energy, creating the structure for the flow, the feminine flow, to flow through and direct and guide the flow. Otherwise, it's just like, where does it go? There's no movement. There's no container. Yeah, very interesting message today. I really appreciate just your engagement with seeing how this message unfolds. And let's go inward. Let's integrate this message, and using your own intuition to know which parts of this message resonated with you, were important for you. Just focusing on those, whether this is conscious or unconscious. Just trusting your highest self knows. Bringing this in close to you, the parts of this message that resonated. And the ones you want to welcome in, both conscious and unconscious. Just seeing them shower in above your crown chakra. Connecting with that violet light of your crown chakra and letting it wash through, flow through the rest of your energy centers, activating the bliss and the pleasure within each of your chakras, to feel the bliss of being connected to all that is, tapestry of life, knowing you have a unique thread of your own that's connected and contributing through your life expression. And bringing this through your third eye, the bliss of being able to visualize what is possible for your life. The bliss of seeing your desires as true and possible. And welcoming this into your throat chakra, the bliss of speaking and communicating authentically from your truth. Feeling your voice liberated. And welcoming this into your heart, feeling the bliss of loving life, giving and receiving love through the things you enjoy and the new possibilities you get to experience. And bringing this into your solar plexus, feeling the pleasure and bliss of being able to express life authentically. Celebrating the uniqueness of who you are. And welcoming this into your sacral chakra, the bliss of pleasure and creativity, expressing your sexuality and sensuality freely and with intention. Being the artist of your life, flowing in your bliss, feeling strong and empowered and creative. And following your life expression, your life flow. And welcoming this into your root chakra, the bliss of being rooted and stable in the structures and routines that you choose to prioritize and feel empowered in, to feel safe in. And sealing the nutrients of your practice within your energy field, sealing each of your chakras with the wisdom of your own intuitive insights today, from your root to your sacral, your solar plexus, your heart, your throat, your third eye, and your crown. Sealing this all with loving presence and compassion, inspiration to have the confidence and courage and trust to follow the next step for your life. Blessings and namaste. Thank you so much for being here today, experiencing our meditations and our reading the message. And if you found this experience enjoyable and would like to come again, you can follow me here on Insight Timer. I'd love to be with you again in this experience. It is 111 on the clock. And thank you to Trish for your donation and supporting today's practice. Greatly appreciate that energetic exchange. And this session will be available as a replay. You can simply just go to my teacher profile here on Insight Timer, and you can click on the link and follow the breadcrumbs from there. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. Thank you so much for spending part of it here with me in this circle with all of us here. Thank you so, so much. Bye, everyone.